Hey, 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 it's your girl, Dorothy-Inez, and I am coming to you live here from Orange County, California. And I wanted to come in today to just talk about confidence, the thing that I love the most, how to feel confident when you think you suck. I mean, so many women, I wrote a post earlier today, and so many women are like, man, I wish I had the confidence you had, Dorothy-Inez. I wish I could go and speak and do this and that. I wish I had the confidence to wear a hairpiece, Dorothy-Inez. And I'm like, girl, you can. But you have to choose to do it, and you have to choose to do the work. Some people pop out of the womb with confidence, but the key is keeping it, because oftentimes life tells us otherwise. When I came out of the womb, I was like, I'm supposed to be a star. I'm supposed to dance and sing. But life, that thing called parents, that thing called experiences, tells us, no, that's not who you're supposed to be. That's not who you're going to be. Hey, everyone, Paula, Natasha, Constance, I haven't seen you in a long time. Chris Ann, Candace, Beverly, welcome, ladies. But oftentimes parents come in, and like I said, experiences come in, and especially people, those that we love, tend to hold us in the box and hold us captive to what their experience is. Since they didn't succeed at X, Y, and Z, they project that onto us, and when we come out, we think everything's possible as a little kid, and more we get stuffed down. Like I wrote in my post earlier, I'm like, I like to talk, but all my life I've been made to feel like there was something wrong with talking. Well, guess what? That talking kid that you have becomes that inspirational speaker. That talking child that you have becomes that famous actor, or actress, so your gifts get stuffed when we're younger, and then as we get older and we see these gifts within ourselves and they're yearning to emerge, we're what's the word I'm looking for? We're halted, we're stopped by fear. Those aren't the words I'm looking for, but you get what I'm saying, is that we're afraid to step out. And so, I had to do my work. I went into therapy. Hey, Star. I went into therapy. I got my own coaches. I mean, I had to do the work. And we're in this day and age where we want things fast, but we don't want to do the work. And that's kind of, what I see with women. And it's hard. It's scary to go deep. It takes courage to go deep, because we have to see what our role is in it. We so often want to blame external things. Oh, I'm this way because of my parents. I'm this way because of, in my case, I was abandoned. I'm this way, whatever the excuse is that we have. And I'm not minimizing those things, because we all have it. We all have baggage that we carry along. But we don't have to choose to keep being the victim of that baggage. And that's what many of us do. It's like we just haul that sack around everywhere we go. And that holds us, that keeps us from the relationships, that keeps us from having a thriving business, that keeps us from that promotion, that keeps us from our blessing. That is our divine birthright, when we hold on to that stuff, because those things are lies. Those are not the truth of who God says that you are. You're so welcome, Candace. And it's like, that's not the truth of who we are. And, and when you remember and own the truth that you are created in the image and likeness of God, you will probably hear that on every live I ever do, because that's truth. And so when you say I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not this or that, I'm not anything that you say that doesn't align with God's truth, I have to say, you're saying that about God, because you're created in the image and likeness of God. But because when God looked at you, he said it was good. He says you are his masterpiece. So anything you say contrary to that, girlfriend, is a lie. You are loaded and coded for greatness, for success, but you have to come back into the truth and remember who you are. And you're like, okay, Dorothy-Inez. Hey, Clem. You're like, okay, Dorothy-Inez, that sounds good. How do I do that? Well, I'm going to share 3 tips today that I hope will help you to start getting back to truth. Start getting back to who you really are, because this is the kind of stuff that I teach in my program. This is part of what you guys see me talking about now, the Christ Confidence Code. And Christ, for those of you, it's not just about Christians. So if you're not a Christian, this is for everybody. This is the owning the Christ within us. Okay, the Christ within us, because all of us, no matter what your faith tradition, we're all created in the image and likeness of God, because there's only one God. So this message is for everyone who believes in something greater than yourself. The word Christ means anointed one. The word Christ means one who is anointed for a specific task. And God says, the scriptures say that God says, I knew you before you were ever in your mother's womb. Okay, so he knew you before you were ever in your mother's womb. The word also tells us that he created us. If you go to Ephesians, he created us to do good work. So you are here on purpose, with purpose. Know that down in your bones. Okay, so tip number 1 is fall in love with you. Now, that's counterintuitive. That's different than what we're told, right? We're told, ooh, it's vain to love ourselves. But the truth is, when you love yourself, you love God, because God lives in each and every one of us. This is his temple. Through the power of the Spirit, he is living and dwelling in through as you. So when you honor yourself, you honor God. Learn to love who you are, where you are. Right now, I have put on an extra 20 pounds, you guys, since I came here from Seattle. You know what? I still love myself. I still love myself, because my true self is my spirit. And my spirit is one with God. That's my true self. That's your true self. You're not defined by this outer shell. This is how you navigate this dimension, but you're not defined by it. Nobody can make you happy until you become, nobody actually can ever make you happy. They just add to your happiness. You make you happy when you know who you are. Tip number 1. And let me tell you, I just want to go back because I just glanced at my notes here. There's benefits in knowing yourself. When you know yourself, you set boundaries. You don't let people shit on you because you have boundaries. Okay? You have integrity with yourself, because you know that you're honoring yourself in each and every moment. You know, your physical, your mental, and your spiritual well-being is impacted by you loving who you are, loving yourself inside and out, knowing who you are. Number 2, create opportunities for you to have wins, even if they're small wins. You know, my thesis work in my master's program was on confidence. So I am your confidence expert, okay? So in my thesis work, one of the number one things that they found helps women develop and grow their confidence is mastery, is getting really good at something so that they can have wins in those areas of their life. So the more you can create opportunities for yourself to win, the more your confidence will grow. And then number 3, this is super powerful, ladies. Number 3 is forgive yourself and release the story. Forgive yourself and release the story. You know, like I said, I talked about those stories in the beginning. I talked about how, you know, for me, you guys have heard it. For me, my story was all about my birth, you know, my birth mother abandoning me. You know, I've talked about that, you know, and just a lot of stuff that's come up from that, the unworthiness that I have felt. But there came a time where I had to release that. I could no longer let that keep holding me back, because it was holding me back in my business. You know, I was hiring all of these coaches and paying all this money. And the thing was, I wasn't executing. They were giving me everything I needed, but I didn't have the confidence to execute, because you know what? I didn't want to be rejected again. And so I found myself paying $5,000 here, $1,000 there, $997, whatever I was paying. I've spent thousands of dollars and I didn't execute because I was afraid. I was afraid to step out and share my gifts boldly because I thought I wasn't good enough. And many of you may be struggling with that right now, thinking that you're not good enough, you don't know enough, you're caught up in the lie. And I'm here to help you break free of the lie so that you can fully step out into your business. You can fully step out into that relationship or that promotion that's calling your name, that has your name on it. But let me tell you, without confidence, you will not live out your fullest potential. The more you sit back and you get in your head and all that negativity that you have going on, because all you're doing, those are affirmations. Did you know that? Those are negative affirmations. You know, we have years and years of that stuff, and we have to shift our story. We have to shift our language. What are we saying to ourselves? Does that align with who God says that I am? Does that align with how I know God? Because to know God is to know yourself. Does that align? So I want to invite you, if you are struggling in these areas, if you've been investing in coaches and you're not seeing any return on that investment because you're not executing, or you're not going for that promotion that you so desire inside, but you're afraid, reach out to me. Don't be afraid to reach out. Reaching out is the first step in transformation. Saying yes to you is the first step in transformation. We may get together and find, you know what? We are not a good fit. And guess what? That's okay. Okay, or you may find out, oh my God, I just love me some Dorothy-Inez, like a lot of people do. I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people do. You know, let's see what we can do together. Let's make shit happen for you. You are here for a reason and a purpose. And what I'm here to do is I'm here to help bring that forth. My number one gift is exhortation. That's my number one spiritual gift. Exhortation, lifting people up, seeing people when they don't see themselves. You can go to my page, my business page, which is also, I think it's Brilliant Leadership with with Dorothy-Inez or something like that, but it's brilliant leadership. And you can see the reviews. There's so many women who have come and worked with me and been transformed because they became aware of who they are. Businesses have been started. Women are creating six figures because their confidence was elevated. Okay, they're stepping out into their call and purpose, and I want that very same thing for you. So I hope today you will begin to tap into one, if not all of these tips today. Number one way, I'm going to recap, because you always got to recap for people, is 3 ways to rebuild your confidence when you think you suck. So number 1 is fall in love with yourself, because to fall in love with you is to fall in love with God. Number 2, create opportunities for yourself to win. Create opportunities for yourself to win, because the more you win, the more confident you become. Master the wins. Number 3 is forgive yourself and release the story. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you're going to forget, but you're going to release the story. You're going to say, you know what? Because choosing to hang on to it is just that. It is a choice. It is a choice. You can choose to be a victim for the rest of your life, or you can choose to be a victor. You can choose to be a victor. That's what we do in the Christ Confidence Code. We are victors. We are not victims. Okay, so if you have any questions, you want to find out what is it like? How do I work with you, Dorothy-Inez? What do I need to do? Reach out to me, and I wish you a super duper day. Mwah. Happy 4th of July. Bye.